Good morning, everyone. Please stand and join me in our opening song, Holy, Holy Way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall. All the ways I fall. Oh, let me know that love will heal us all. Oh, let me walk each day a little wiser. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me
Good morning again. Welcome to Creative Living Fellowship. My name is Fran Peck. I am a licensed practitioner and the animal chaplain here at CLF, and it is my pleasure and honor to serve as our Sunday service host this morning. And hello to our online viewers on Facebook, YouTube, and the CLF website. Thank you for joining us this morning. Make sure to leave a comment and let us know you are here so we can acknowledge you. First time guests is, I don't see anyone here for the first time. So let's see, let's just move right along. So here's a reminder of who we are. Creative Living Fellowship is an independent religious science church, and we honor all paths that lead to truth. Our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts, expands consciousness, and transforms lives. And we do this through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. The science of mind is a new thought, ancient wisdom teaching that provides us with tools for living our best possible lives. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, "There is a power within us that is greater than any condition." Our musical inspiration today, we welcome our very own sound tech, Paige Mills, who will be serving as our musical inspiration. Welcome in this capacity, Paige. All right, so here's a little bit about the order of service today. Our pre-service meditation was facilitated by Monica Zitkus. Monica is also holding high watch for this service. That means that she is sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, holding a space for the perfect unfoldment of this service and our lives. Thank you, Monica. I'm serving as practitioner of the day, and I will be offering our evocation. That will be followed by our congregational chant, The World, written by our very own Reverend Dr. Sherry. I think we all know it now. Please sing it with feeling and meaning, and you can be interactive with it. The world is, I am, you are, we are, the world is. Deborah Covington will be leading us in the chant. The lyrics will be on the screen. After the chant, I will be back with the inspirational reading for the day. So right now, let's just turn within for prayer. Just breathing into the awareness and the recognition that there is only one power, only one presence, only one life. And that is the source of our being. That life is my life. That source is my source. It lives, moves, has its being, and expresses uniquely and individually as me. And that life expresses uniquely and individually as each and every one of us. Knowing this truth, I speak my word of blessing for this service. I know that it unfolds perfectly, divinely, magnificently. I know that everything that needs to be known and done is already known in the one mind of God. I bless each and every person and their service to this community. I bless Reverend Dr. Sherry and her message, knowing that it is divinely inspired and that we all receive that for which we have need. I send special blessings around the world. Any place where there is the appearance of unrest, dis-ease, or anything unlike peace and love. And I just speak my word of blessing for these areas, knowing that peace and love prevail, for God is right in the midst of everything. I bless our musical inspiration. I bless our staff, and I bless our congregation, knowing that they are blessed and they are blessings. And I bless teachers of truth everywhere, knowing that we are all one in the one mind. And so very grateful for this knowing. So very grateful for the perfect manifestation of this word spoken. I release my word knowing that it is already done. I release my word in faith. I release my word in trust. And I release my word in truth. And I say, thank you, God. And so it is.
The world is a place of great love for all, The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great love for all. You are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, you are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, we are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
Our inspirational reading for this morning is entitled Thought Atmosphere, and it's from the Law of Attraction in the Science of Mind textbook, page 294. Thought can attract to us that which we first mentally embody, that which has become a part of our mental makeup, our inner understanding. Every person is surrounded by a thought atmosphere that is the direct result of his conscious and unconscious thought. This, in turn, becomes the direct reason for and cause of that which comes into his life. Through this power, we are either attracting or repelling. The essence of man's life is God. Therefore, it follows that he uses the same creative process. As God's thought makes worlds and peoples them with living things, so our thought makes our world and peoples it with our experiences. By the activity of our thought, things come into our life, and we are limited only because we have not known the truth. We have thought that outside things controlled us, when all the time we have had that within us which could have changed everything and given us freedom from bondage. Everyone automatically attracts to himself just what he is. Wherever we are, however intolerable the situation may be, we are just where we belong. There's no power in the universe but ourselves that can free us. Someone may help us on the road to realization, but permanence can only come through the consciousness of our own life and thought. Man must bring himself to the place in mind where there is no misfortune, no calamity, no accident, no trouble, no confusion. Where there is nothing but plenty, peace, life, and truth.
Good morning, everyone. I believe, yeah. Everest is only a mountain. A pyramid is just a shape. Doesn't have to hold you back. Let your dreams take flight and your heart ignite. Did you know it's true? Everything is possible. It's a wild and beautiful fire, and I believe in you. Oh, I believe, 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 I believe. I believe, 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 believe, I believe. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Just dream out, shout out, follow the stars. We are the young ones, and we move forward. We all keep mistakes, but that's just the way. Learn how to get back up. Learn how to make your dreams fly. I believe, 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 I believe in you. I believe, 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 believe, I believe in you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe in you. I believe, I believe, I believe in you. Oh, in you. I believe in you. Let your dreams take flight. Look up to the stars. I believe, 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 I believe in you. I believe, 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 believe, I believe in you. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Paige, I believe you can sing. Thank you so much, Paige Mills. We're so pleased and proud to have you here with us as our musical inspiration today. Paige is ordinarily our sound tech, but she's a woman of all trades. So thank you so much. We really appreciated it. Wonderful. Good morning, everybody. Let's take a deep breath together. Yeah. Let's take another deep breath together. And you can say along with me the first of the month spiel. Can you believe it's May already? Can you believe another month has passed? This is the 5th month of the year. This is unbelievable that we've gotten this far this fast. And we thank God for that also. We thank God for that also. Let's just take a breath. Our theme for the month of May is the law of attraction revisited. The law of attraction revisited. The law of attraction revisited. And I like the idea of revisiting the law of attraction because it's sort of got a bad rap with the movie The Secret. Even though the movie The Secret was a good movie and it had good lessons in it, and the lessons taught in that really work, somehow the law of attraction was in many ways trivialized in society. It was made to be thought of as a new age concept and a new age practice, a new age passing fantasy or fancy or fad or whatever the case may be. And that's the law of attraction is so much more than that. The law of attraction is a natural law that is always in operation. The law of attraction is just like the law of cause and effect and the law of correspondence and the law of giving and receiving. They all work the same way. You get back what you get back what you give out. What you give out, you get back. That's what the law of attraction is all about. And that is something for us to keep in mind as we go through this month of looking at the law of attraction in many different ways, many different aspects. And the first thing to keep in mind is that the law of attraction is a law of reflection. It is a law of reflection. It is always reflecting back to that, the atmosphere of our thoughts. It is always reflecting back to us our mental atmosphere. It is always reflecting back to us that which we put into it. It is always reflecting back. Reflecting back is just like a mirror. You know, Ernest Holmes says that life is a mirror. The law of attraction is that reflection that we get back, that we get back, that we get back. In the reading, it says that life is always returning to us that which we are. We're always getting back that which we are. And when I first read that, I was reading through my Science of Mind textbook this week, and I looked at that passage, and in the margins, I had written a long time ago, I don't know when, this is scary. Think about it. It's pretty scary. If we're getting back just what we are, if our lives reflect just what we are, if people in our lives reflect just what we are, if situations in our lives reflect just what we are, if conditions in our lives reflect just what we are, I think that's pretty scary sometimes, depending on what it is that we're getting back. Depending on what it is we're getting back. And so I invite you today just to reflect on all these things. That's why the topic reflection came up. There's so much to say about reflection and how the law of attraction works. You know, as I said, it reflects back our mental atmosphere, reflects back what we're thinking, not just one thought. Sometimes people think just one thought, one negative thought, it comes right back. It doesn't happen that way. It's the tenor of our thoughts. It's our thought pattern. It's that which we have allowed to become our atmosphere of thought. If our atmosphere of thought is sickness and dis-ease and physical ailments all the time, then that's what we get back. That's what is reflected back to us. As Holmes says, there's no difference in the thought and the thing. They're the same thing. The thought and the thing, the thought and the thing. It's just like cause and effect. Cause and effect are the same thing. Cause and effect, cause and effect. Thought and thing, they're all the same thing. It's just one thing. And so the thought is the involution. Thought is that our thought is whatever it is our thought is involved in. The condition is the evolution of that. The result is the evolution of our thought that was involved. And so we have to keep in mind that we're always doing this evolution thing. We're always doing this cause and effect thing. We're always doing this thought and thing. It's always working, always working, always working. Let's take a breath so that I can breathe. I usually talk about the law of attraction in terms of vibration, and that our vibration is always out here. That's the same as mental atmosphere. The law of attraction is attracted by our vibration. Whatever our vibration is, that's what we manifest. That's what I was saying last week or the week before last about vibration always precedes manifestation. Vibration always precedes manifestation. Vibration always precedes manifestation. Whatever we are vibrating at, then the manifestation comes from that vibration. Same thing about reflection. Life is a mirror. Life is a mirror. So whatever we are projecting into it, it's reflected right back to us all the time. So I'm inviting you to engage in some reflection in your own individual life. Just thinking about the conditions in your life, think about the events in your life, think about the people in your life, think about the situations in your life, think about the circumstances in your life, think about all that stuff. Just think about what's happening. Reflect on what's happening in your own life, your individual life, so that we can see how the law of attraction is working and how we can change that, what we can do about it. We aren't being held captive by it. We aren't being held captive by these conditions and circumstances in our lives unless we allow ourselves to be held captive. There's nothing out there holding us captive. There's something in here. There's something in our own minds. There's something within our own being that's keeping us in bondage. And the thing for us to do is to recognize I have the power. I have the power to change this. I have the power to change this. Just like Holmes is saying that the essence of our lives is God. And just knowing that lets us know that we are co-creators with God. And so God's thought created worlds and peopled it with living things. God's thought created worlds and peopled it with living things. Our thought creates our world and peoples it with conditions and experiences in our lives. And so that means that we have the power to change this. We have the power to create a new way. We have the power to create a new day. We have the power to create so many things in our own lives. And so I'm inviting us to really look at, what kind of life do you want to create? What kind of life do you want to have? What kind of life do you want to experience? What that calls for reflection on our parts. We have to stop and reflect on where we are now, how we feel about where we are now, how's it working for us where we are now, and would we like something to be different? And if we would like something to be different, we have to start focusing on what it is we want, what it is we want to see, what it is we want to see in our lives, not what we're looking at, but what we really want to see. Because what we really want to see is what we have to start seeing before we can bring it into manifestation. If we want to see all these seats in here full, we have to not look at what is. We have to look at what it is we'd like to see, what it is we want. If we'd like to see our lives be different, if we'd like to see more health, if we'd like to see more money, more abundance, or whatever it is we want in our lives, we have to start seeing those things. We have to start seeing those things and believing that we already have those things and affirming that we already have those things. It is so important to talk about what we want rather than talking about what we don't want. It's important to talk about what we want much more than we focus on what's not working. Focus on what you want in your own life right here and right now, and start to see that, start to talk about that, start to let that be the tenor of your thought, start to think about it, start to imagine what it looks like, start doing affirmations, start doing visualizations, all of those practices that we know about that really work. They really work. If you want to feel better, start talking about feeling better. Don't talk about how bad you feel right now. Don't talk about how sick you feel right now. Even though you may, that's not doing a spiritual bypass. That's not saying you're not feeling well. It's just saying you don't want to stay there. Because the longer you talk about it, the more you're digging that hole, just to stay right where you are. And so I'm inviting you to start saying, you know what, I'm beginning to feel better right now. My head's beginning to clear right now. My thoughts are beginning to clear right now. I'm beginning to breathe easier right now. I'm beginning to walk better right now. Let's take a breath. Yeah, everything's beginning to change right now. Everything's beginning to change. And keep saying that over and over until you begin to believe it, because that's what the law works on. It works on our belief. It works on our, as I said, our thought atmosphere. Start the affirmation right now. I am one with God. I am one with the all that is. I am one with the all that is. Oh, wow. Imagine that. There's only one power. There's only one presence. There's only one mind. There's only one intelligence. And I am one with that. That one is right here, right now, right where I am. How awesome is that? And we have to really move into that place of knowing this truth, because sometimes it doesn't feel like that. Sometimes we look around and say, really? Really? And there has to be something within us that is willing to say, yes, really. Yes, really. This is the truth that I know. This is the truth that I know. I know that God is right here, right now, right where I am, in the midst of whatever this situation is, in the midst of whatever this circumstance is, in the midst of whatever this condition may appear to be, in the midst of all this stuff, God is. And I am one with that isness that is God. That's the truth that we have to know. That's the truth that we have to stand in. It's like planting seeds and then digging it up every now and then to see whether or not they're growing or whatever. If we are saying, I am one with God, and I believe, and I know that I know that my health is perfect. I know that I am abundance, that there's more abundance and prosperity in my life than I know what to do with. And then constantly looking at, well, when is it coming? Starting to doubt. Well, I'm not feeling that much better. Well, the test results are saying this. That's digging up stuff. That's allowing doubt to come in. That's allowing fear to come in. What we want to do is to stand in the truth that we know. We have to keep practicing over and over and over again and get to the place where we just know the truth, just saying it over and over again. This is not about positive thinking. I hear people talk about positive thinking. This is not about positive thinking, even though we think positively and we think positive thoughts. This is about affirmative thinking. There's a difference. This is about affirmative thinking, affirming what you want, affirming what you know to be the truth, affirming it in a positive way. Not that it's going to happen one day, it's happening right now. I'm beginning to see it right here, right now, because this is the only time we have. This eternal moment of now is the only time we have. This eternal moment of now is the only time we have. This is the only time that God operates is in the now. Wherever we are, whatever time it is now. Back in biblical days, now. In this day, now. Whatever happens in the future, it'll be now, whenever we get there. So we have to keep remembering to bring whatever it is we want to experience and whatever it is that our belief system is into this now moment. And stand in that truth. Stand in the truth that you know. Don't allow fear to take over. Don't allow fear of what you see to take over. Don't allow fear of what you see to take over. Let faith in what you don't see take over in your life. Faith in what you don't see. Be willing to do that. Be willing to stand in that and to know that God is in the midst of it all. God is in the midst of it all. Holmes was saying that when we can release, when we can let go of fear and believe more in the faith in God and the law of the universe, then the law of attraction, we create a new law of attraction for ourselves. Not the capital law of attraction, but a new law of attraction for ourselves, an individual law of attraction for ourselves. When we let go of fear and bring in the faith in God and faith in the universe, we create a new law of attraction for ourselves that brings us the desires of our hearts. Because we've created a new law of attraction. You create a new law of attraction just for you. Imagine that. That's powerful. That is powerful. Yes, the big law is always operating. And we can create a new law for ourselves. Simply by releasing fear, simply by embracing faith in God, in the law of the universe, in really practicing the principles till we get to the place where we know the truth, till we get to the place where we begin to believe what we say. We begin to believe that, yes, I am made in the image and likeness and out of God. I believe that God is always right here, right now, right where I am. I believe that, and you get to the place where you begin to know that. You begin to know that. And so this is the way that we work with the law. This is the way we work with the law. Another thing I want to say about reflection is self-reflection. Self-reflection. In that reflection, self-reflection is a big part of it. We have to really be willing to do self-reflection so that we can see where we are and what we need to and would like to have change in our lives and what we need to do in order that things can change in our lives. Self-reflection. Self-reflection. If you're dealing with some person or situation, but particularly, I was thinking about a person in your life that is really creating grief for you, a relationship that you're having that's creating grief, a relationship that's really getting on your last nerve. When that happens, you know what's the first thing we need to do? Is to look at ourselves. To look at ourselves. If there's somebody who's triggering me, I have to look at me and say, what is it in me that's getting triggered? What is it in me that I'm seeing in that person? What is it in me that I need to have healed? What is it in me that needs to be that I need to take a look at? What is it in me that I need to work on? Because this is how a law of reflection works. People are always reflecting back to us who we are. If you find that there's somebody you're angry with, somebody you're really upset with, somebody, as I said, who's getting on your last nerve, then you don't want to move into kingdom one consciousness. And kingdom one consciousness is victimhood. Somebody's doing something to me. That's kingdom one, to me. Something's happening to me. Something's always happening to me. To me, to me, to me. That's victim one. I mean, that's kingdom one consciousness. Victimhood. We're not victims. We're not victims. What is it in me that is being triggered by this that's making me feel like a victim? What is it in me? And sometimes we have to follow that feeling, whatever the feeling is, and that's what we really. There's a whole process called restructuring. I used to use that with people, but it's a process where we go into the feeling that we're having. If it's a feeling of fear, if it's a feeling of anxiety, if it's a feeling of unworthiness, or whatever the case may be, whatever that feeling is, we move into that feeling and then we follow it back to its inception. And that's how healing happens. We go back and we look at where this came from so that we can heal it right then and right there and release it right then and right there. That's a process, but we have to be in that place of reflection before we can ever know that that's what's happening for us. Because it's easy to say that he did this and she said that and he's always doing this or they're always doing this and whatever, and blame the other person. It's easy to do that, and it feels good sometimes to do that, but it doesn't work. Because that, pointing that finger has 3 fingers, well, that's 4, but having 3 fingers pointed out has 1 finger coming back at me. So it's always looking at ourselves because it's all about us. This is a teaching of personal responsibility. We are personally responsible for our own lives. We are personally responsible for our own experiences. We are personally responsible for our own healing. We are personally responsible for our own growth. We are personally responsible for everything. For everything. And our starting point is always the all that is. It's always our relationship with God. It's always our awareness that God is in the midst of everything that's going on. And that healing happens here in this place of oneness, in this place of alignment. And that's where we want to be. That's where we want to start. That's where we have to start. And recognizing that in order for us to reflect something differently and have it reflected back to us, there has to be a change. And if there's going to be change, change has to begin with me, just like peace. That the song that we sing at the end, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be love on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be harmony on earth, let it begin with me. Let there be forgiveness on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be joy on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be whatever it is we want to experience and let it begin with me. But you got to be willing to let it begin with you. You got to be willing to let it begin with you. That's how the law of attraction works. Because when it begins with us, then we begin to attract it in, because that becomes our new mental atmosphere. That becomes our new thought patterns. That becomes our new day and our new way of being in this world. Becomes our new day and new way of being in this world. It becomes our new law of attraction. When we are willing to change, we're willing to let go of blame. We're willing to let go of judgment. We're willing to let go of judging other people, because when we're judging other people, we're judging ourselves. And when we're judging other people, I've mentioned to you before that I have a minister friend who used to say that judgment is like negative glue. And that when we are judging other people, it keeps them glued to where they are. They can't change because we are judging them, and we are when we're judging them, we're setting up an expectation for them to act a certain way, and it keeps them glued that way. And whenever they are in relationship proximity with us, they act that same way because that's how we've glued them there. So judgment's like negative glue, and you know what? When we're judging ourselves, that's like negative glue also. We're gluing ourselves to where we are, where we don't want to be, but where we are. And we keep experiencing the same thing over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day all over again. We just keep doing the same thing over and over because we are in that place. And I'm here to tell you the good news. The good news, in Christianity, they call the gospel the good news. So, and the good news is that we can change all that in this moment. Starting right now, make up your mind to set a new law of attraction in motion for yourself, to create a new law of attraction for you. Reflect on what it is you want. Reflect on how things are now. Reflect on how you'd like them to be. Reflect on what you're willing to do to have change happen, what you're willing to do to live your very best life, what you're willing to do to attract more of what you want to see, more of what you want to have, more of what you want to experience. That's what we have to do in our reflecting times, our times of reflection. Our time of reflection is meditation time. Our time of reflection is contemplation time. Our time of reflection is times of just breathing and just being and just loving and just accepting. If you want more love in your life, be more loving. If you want more friends in your life, be a friend. Be a friend. If you want more joy in your life, be more joyful. That's F-U-L-L, more joyful. If you want more peace in your life, if you want more whatever it is you want in your life, be that first. Be that first. And then just allow yourself to kind of sit back and watch how your life takes off in a different direction. Sit back and really see the salvation of the Lord, if you will. Because that salvation of the Lord begins with each one of us. That's how salvation happens. We are our own salvation because we know who we are and we know our connection to the all that is. We know our connection to God. We know our connection to the one. We know that that one is always right where we are. We know that that one is always guiding us, directing us, inspiring us, motivating us, lifting us up, loving us, comforting us. We know that one is always that from which we can never depart. And so knowing this truth, that's where the salvation is. When we align ourselves with the all that is, then salvation happens for each one of us. And so I invite you today to engage in reflection, reflect on your own life and what's happening, reflect on how you'd like to change things, reflect on whether you're willing to. And if you're not willing to, reflect on that too and figure out why. Why would you rather, as I say all the time, would you rather just complain? Some people would. Would you rather be a victim? Or would you rather move up from kingdom one, being a victim, to where everything's happening to me, to kingdom two, where everything's happening by me? I have to do everything. I have to do all of this. I have to do more than anybody else. That's kingdom two, where everything's happening by me. That's the only way things happen. And then kingdom three moves us up to through me, because we've started to align ourselves more and more with the all that is. And as we align ourselves more and more with the all that is, that creates a space through which God can work. And when God starts working through us, that's when we're in kingdom three. And then kingdom four is as me. Kingdom four is as me. God is working as me. That's the kingdom in which Jesus lived. That's the kingdom of the Christ consciousness. And we sometimes we can bounce in and out of that, but that's not a place where we often live our lives. If we can get up to kingdom three, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. And then we bounce back and forth between kingdom 3 and 4. And of course we want to be in kingdom 4. But just thinking about just being in alignment with the all that is, so that the all that is can work through me, can express through me, can live and move and have its being in me, so that it can work through me. And I'm open enough to allow it to work through me. And then we start to attract all kinds of wonderful things in our lives. Wonderful things in our lives. Did I say wonderful things in our lives? That's what we begin to attract. And so I'm inviting you today to really think about the law of attraction and how it works, to reflect on that, and to reflect on how you're going to allow it to work differently in your life. That's your assignment for the week, starting now. Clock is ticking right now, starting now. Let's take a breath now and just turn within in this moment for prayer. Just taking a breath in this moment. Just knowing that there is only one breath, only one breath, only one life, only one mind, only one intelligence, only one. And that one I choose to call God. That one is that from which I could never be separate. That one is the source of us all. That one is the source of my life. That one is my very life. That one is all that there is. How awesome it is to know this truth, that I can be aligned with and at one with this one and speak this word for each one of us, this word of power, knowing that a shift is happening right here and right now in each life, in every aspect of our lives. We release and let go of fear. We release and let go of doubt. We release and let go of all that stuff that would block the fullness of that one from expressing through and as each one of us. We release all that stuff and just allow ourselves to be open. And as we do that, healing is happening on every level of our being. Healing is happening in the body temples. Healing is happening in our bodies of affairs. Healing is happening in financial affairs and relationships. Healing is happening everywhere and in everything in our lives. Healing is happening in our thought processes as we let go of those things that don't serve. We let go of those things that don't serve, and we open ourselves up to that which is for the highest and best for ourselves and for all concerned. For all concerned. Knowing that everything is made new. Everything is made new by this source of our being that is always right where we are. And so I'm just pausing momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer. You may speak their names silently or aloud, and you may speak them now. And so for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that God is right where each person is, right where each one is. In the midst of every circumstance, every situation, God is. This prayer goes out to anyone on this planet needing a prayer this day, knowing that God is. God is. Wherever there's unrest, wherever there's grief, wherever there's disharmony, wherever there's illness, wherever there is anything, God is the great comforter. God is the great healer, and God is in the midst. God is in the midst. Despite any appearances, God is in the midst, and there's peace and peace of mind and harmony and love and love and love. And so in this moment, with great gratitude, I just say, thank you, God. Thank you for healing. Thank you, God, for blessings. Thank you, God, for everything, for everything. I simply allow it to be. I know indeed that all is well because I know that all is God. And so it is.
Deep within our heart, there lies the magic spark that lights the fire of imagination. Since the dawn of man, the strength of just I can brought together people of all nations. It's nothing ordinary in living up each day. There's a special part that each of us will play. Feel the flame forever burn, teaching lessons we must learn to bring us close in the power of a dream. Bring together light of you and me. Your mind may take you far, the rest is just pure heart. You find the fate in all your creations, and every boy and girl as they come into this world, they bring the gift of love and inspiration. Feel the flame forever burn, teaching lessons we must learn to bring us closer to the power of the dream. Light and hope and peace, we pray that you will be. The power of the dream brings us home. Oh, flame was burn forever, it lights in all your dreams. Bring together the power of the dream in the world of life and hope. The power of the dream, the power that lights all your home. Flame will burn so bright, light up your night. Bring the power of the dream. Flame will burn you bright, teaching lessons all your life, and bring the power of the dream. In night and hope, bring the power of the dream. Oh, to bring the power of the dream. To bring the power of the dream. Thank you.
Wow. 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 Thank you, Paige. I'm so glad you found another capacity. You were a great sound tech. Awesome. Thank you. So now that I collect myself, this is our conscious giving time, the time when we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving by giving of our tithes and offerings. We invite you to join us in this sacred practice by tithing here at CLF. As you tithe to CLF, we tithe to local nonprofit organizations that are serving our communities and making a real difference in the lives of real people, like our second quarter tithe recipient, Tiger Mountain Foundation, who provides life-changing services to address urgent community needs. If you're online, you can click the donate button on our website or on the Facebook page, or you may use your cell phone to text to give. The message is on the screen, the phone number is on the screen. It's 844-941-4360. Again, that's 844-941-4360. For our in-person giving, the ushers will now make their way forward, and Deb Covington will lead us in our offering song, I Trust in God. The lyrics are on the screen.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender, I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I surrender, I surrender. I trust in God. I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God. I trust in God.
Now, if the ushers will come forward. Let's now repeat our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you, Beverly. And now here's Nicole with the announcements.
Yay, me. Well, good morning, everybody. Let's jump into the announcements. So, reflection. Well, why not join us for midday meditation, Monday through Friday, to reflect? That's at noon for a half hour, and they're live streamed through our Facebook and YouTube, and always available. So even if you can't make it at noon, just carve out a half hour to reflect. We also offer pre-service meditation on Sundays at 9:30 a.m., and those are also live streamed, so you can return to those at any time. And then let's not forget about Monday practice with Reverend Jorge on Mondays at 6:30. And he will give you a spiritual assignment for the week that ties to today's talk. So please join him on Monday at 6:30 on Facebook and YouTube live stream. And then on Tuesday, stay connected and supported with your CLF family and join Reverend Sherry as she hosts a Community Care Connection Zoom meeting. Did I say 6:30? Because I thought it. Sometimes I don't know if they're working together, the brain and the mouth. So I believe that this week you will be doing life's purpose visioning. Yes, I got confirmation. So yeah, life's purpose visioning. And this is a powerful process that reveals more the more you do it. And it helps to align you with the possibilities for your life. And it's also another great time to reflect. Imagine that. This Saturday, they are starting up the next Ernest Holmes book study. It is another short one, so you can download it and read it in one sitting, but then talk about it for 3 weeks. And this book study round, they're doing Money, a Spiritual Idea. Does money depend on one's location? Does it depend on the kind of business one does? One's education, or about one's circumstances? It's really great questions. Come to the book study and find out. And that is on Saturday through Zoom from 10 a.m. to noon. And then this month on May 21st, I am saying a lot. I'm catching myself and it's bothering me. I'm sorry. I'm reflecting on this moment of self-reflection. I can do better. So this month, which is May, on the 21st, Reverend Sherry is leading our community visioning at 11:30. You are all invited to join us. It's in person to be a part of this sacred practice to catch God's vision for CLF. So remember that God's vision for CLF can only be expressed through us. So join us for this special event. And as last month's theme was, show up so God can show out. And then after service, we have our practitioners available to pray with you. Praying with someone else is a powerful and helpful exercise when you cannot get past those circumstances and maybe are having trouble with your own reflection. They will hold the space for you on your connection and oneness with God. So we have Monica Zickis and Fran Peck available to pray with you after service. Please, please, please don't walk around with a heavy heart. Let them give you this gift. And then we also have fellowship. Yes? Yeah, fellowship at Tatum's Grill after service. So please join there for appetizers and fun times connecting. And that's it. You can find information about all of our events on our website or through your weekly newsletter. Reverend Sherry?
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you, Nicole, we have a practitioner meeting today after service. So there won't be fellowship unless we do it after 12 o'clock. I think that's right. I'm looking at Fran for the time, so. So anyway, let's take a breath together. Just a couple of things that, I always remind you of is using the treatment for supply. If you'd like a paper copy of that, it's on the welcome table out in the foyer. And that's a treatment that we use every day, twice a day. It really, really works for every aspect of our lives. So I invite you to really, really work with that and connect with each other. I'm always inviting us to connect with each other, text messages, phone calls, in person, if you're connecting with people in person. However it is we connect, let's do that and just continue to keep this community going. What else? Nicole said that practitioners are available to pray, and over in this corner where Monica is sitting is where is our prayer zone for if you want prayer with the practitioner today. And I think that's all. So why don't we stand now and do our closing affirmation and our closing song. That will lead us into Let There Be Peace. But right now, the affirmation. Let's take a breath and repeat after me. I am one with God.
I am one with God.
I am one with infinite mind.
I am one with infinite mind.
I am open and receptive to allowing God to express through me.
I am open and receptive to allowing God to express through me.
I release all fear. I release all doubt. I create a new law of attraction in my life. And I have an expectancy of good. Therefore, something wonderful is happening in my life right now. I know it, I sense it, I feel it, and I thank God for it. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Yay, thank you all. Happy Sunday. I'll see you next week. Take good care.